Well, hello, welcome to another edition of Short Talk. I'm John General,
I'm Sally Gillette.
and we're here to entertain you.
Yes,
Right?
hopefully so.
Yeah, I think so. As I promised, we will be coming to your homes with alarming regularity, so be advised.
Yes.
And remember, don't talk to your microwave oven. Have you been doing that lately?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I talk to various things in my house, but
You've been out and about town, right? Sort of a bon
I
vivant lately?
have. I want to give a shout out to a great restaurant here in Easton, Victory Garden, which is over on Aurora Street, sort of down. It's kind of in a residential neighborhood, but it's delicious. So I've had brunch there 2 Sundays in a row, and it's just really yummy, really homemade. They take their time. What did somebody recently say? They said, well, if you can stand to wait for the food, it is delicious. So it's really good. So
And parking's
go
not
check
a
it
problem.
out.
Parking's not a problem there.
No, I mean, you can park
you
along
on
the street. You know,
yeah.
Aurora has enough parking. It will pick up because they have all the seating out front. So it will get busier, I think, as, it gets warmer out. But it's all right. Walk. Everyone needs the exercise anyway, right?
Right, exactly.
Right.
I guess so. That's good. I'm glad you got a plug in for somebody. That's cool.
Yeah, it's delicious. Yeah. So what else are we going to talk about?
Well, we have 2 great guests.
We do.
Bob Porter. You're going to talk to Bob.
Mm-hmm.
He seems like a really nice guy.
He is. Bob is, well, we'll get to that in a minute, but Bob's joining us
And
here from Easton, and you're interviewing.
Matthew Falls. He's
Yeah.
from Cambridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Artist. Nice guy. Interesting character. Aren't we all?
Yeah. We, you,
So have you been back to the VFW?
You more specifically. I have not.
So have you legally changed your name to
I've been
Toots? Or is it
tempted.
just, you're going to
No,
just...
I've not. It's only Toots every now and then.
So you prefer Sal? Sal. You like Sal?
Sal. Come on. It's just easy.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So why don't we get to our first guest?
Great.
And I think that's going to be you and Bob.
Sounds good. Yes.
Okay. So we'll be right back.
Programming on Channel 15 is brought to you in part by the Avalon Foundation and Avalon Theater, a leading catalyst for the arts, education, and culture for Talbot County and the Mid-Shore. The Avalon Foundation. Leadership, a beautiful venue, and a variety of programming provide a special quality of life on the Mid-Shore.
Well, welcome back. With me is Matthew Falls. Matthew, welcome to Short Talk. We're glad to have you.
Thank you very much for having me. My
And
pleasure.
you're a woodworker extraordinaire.
Yes, sir, I am. I don't know about the extraordinaire, but I am
You
a
know what-
woodworker.
You know what impressed me is you're a magician because you take a log and you convert a log into an incredible piece of furniture. Pretty amazing.
Well, we got to make flat planks out of that round log before you get to the furniture, but in the end result, it's a bit of a trick. It's a bit of a trick.
Beautiful work.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, I saw the work you did at the country club in Cambridge many years ago. And I thought it was
Right.
incredible. And a surprise, too, because you don't expect to go in a place like that and see that kind of work, that level of sophistication.
It was a wonderful commission. The style was beyond colonial or beyond even traditional or beyond what sometimes referred to as transitional, which I don't know the meaning of that word, but the country club gave me a lot of leeway with form, so it turned out unique.
So what has been your favorite project, do you think? Do you have one?
Well, a smart aleck remark would be the one I'm working on right now. But there's always a piece that's not a seminal piece, but a breakthrough piece, perhaps taking you through different phases of your career that you kind of go, oh,
Sure.
you know, I'm finally getting comfortable with the concept of making masterpieces where I'm confident that every piece I make is going to be a masterpiece. So just to go back to the prior statement, my next piece, the one I'm designing, the one that's formulating as I'm going through the process of making my current piece, is my favorite one.
Makes
Put a
sense.
little twist on it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, your studio is incredible. Now you have two locations, right? You're in Cambridge and in DC.
Well, we have the working studio, which is a full-on wood shop in Cambridge, and then we've got the gallery and the fine art aspects, which I have a partner, Michael Berman, and that's downtown 9th and F, Northwest Washington, D.C. And Michael Berman is a fine artist, painter, and we use that as an exhibition gallery to display not only my work, but painters, sculptors, performance art. It's a 24/7 opportunity for artists to display their work. So.
How do you split your time between the two?
Oh, I don't sleep much, mostly I just
drive.
Yeah, the commute I don't, it's not, I'm not driving drunk, but it's hard to, it's just 90 minutes, I'm there and I'm back, and I go, oh, was there a bridge in between? It's just become the routine, so I just go
That's cool.
forth and back.
Some of your projects involve youth, the challenge of helping young people.
As part of as a member of the community, I mean, I would like to think that I contribute. I've worked with adjudicated youth. I've worked with Cambridge has a new school, the Tech Center, big $10 million project, state-of-the-art equipment, computer-aided design, computer-aided manufacturing. I've worked with the students and the instructors there. And also adjudicated youth is just kind of, well, when I meet someone, I like to make an impression, I guess, and you can impress a young person so effectively and so easily that
Sure.
I enjoy that.
Sure, a young
experience.
person will be overwhelmed just by your shop. It's an amazing place.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is very cool.
It's pretty cool. It's a woodworking shop in the traditional sense of the, and it's just primarily me, myself, and I. Although we've had up to 5 or 6 people working in there, but it's a lot of the equipment is from the 1920s. The
Pretty amazing.
Industrial Revolution. These are old patents for some of those tools was late 1800, early 1900s. So they're just big, substantial.
You do a lot of, not only furniture, but you do cabinetry.
I do cabinetry as well as furniture. So if you need a kitchen, call me. That's my bread and butter. That pays the
Well,
bills.
one thing we should do is
but I
we'll
do
make
a lot of
sure-
furniture.
We'll
and-
make sure that we get you if it's okay with you, your contact number will be flashing on the screen.
I'll be okay.
Yeah, I know
We'll do
Toots.
that.
I know Toots wants your number.
Yeah.
Totally.
We know that. Our studio audience, by the way, is incredible. How they get in here is beyond me. Security is so tight. We're going to have to tighten it up a little bit. Anyway, we're also going to be showing, we're going to edit in some photographs of your work and some of the things in progress. So.
Yeah, I'd like to show some of the process. I think it is a magic trick to go from a log to a final piece of furniture. However, it's really about the process and it's getting the hand-to-eye coordination and the motor skills and getting it repetitive, and it takes some practice.
Well, I admire what you do.
Thank you very,
And
very
I think a
much.
lot of what you do is because you had a plebe ear. Right?
Oh yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm a product of the U.S. Naval Academy.
Yeah, Matthew and I
So
have
we
a
have
common bond.
plebe years. That was.
2 peas in a pod.
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's kind of.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't got the shirt. I'm working on that.
Well, that's
I need
because
one
we
of
have
the
a magic,
aloha.
That's because we have a magic word around here.
Aloha.
Which Toots forgets once in a while. We'll remind her that.
Not anymore.
Okay, there we go. Anything else that you'd like to bring up that we haven't talked about?
Well, I guess I'll repeat the website, if you go online, you can see my work at www.chaosonf, which is one word, CAOSONF.com, and check it out.
Well, chaos
Get
is
back
a
to me.
great an acronym. Now, what does it stand for?
It is a great an acronym in the sense that it's the Coalition of Artists on Shore, and it started off as the Coalition of Artists on the Shore when I first moved to the Eastern Shore maybe 15, 16 years ago, and then we expanded to DC and we started including artists from California and nationwide, and it became a big deal in that town over there, the nation's capital. So we took the out, but it's the Coalition of Artists on Shore. So we are made in America and helping to make America strong again by manufacturing all of our products here, and we're proud of
That's
it,
good.
and doing a lot of great things.
Fits the theme of the current administration, I suppose.
Yeah, I just threw that in there, but yeah, why
We'll
not?
see
you
how
know?
it all plays out.
And that's another part of my life experiences. I've worked in twin plants in maquiladoras in Tijuana, and I've worked in offshore as a counterpoint to onshore, in factories taking my designs to production in Taiwan. So I've been to China, been to Mexico, and I've seen the other side of the fence, so to speak, and it's it was wonderful. So
Yeah, that's great. So we really appreciate you coming on.
I can't thank you enough.
It's good to see you, and hopefully you'll get some responses. You do wonderful work, incredible work.
Thank you, sir.
Programming on Channel 15 is brought to you in part by the Avalon Foundation and Avalon Theater, a leading catalyst for the arts, education, and culture for Talbot County and the Mid-Shore. The Avalon Foundation. Leadership, a beautiful venue, and a variety of programming provide a special quality of life on the Mid-Shore.
Thanks for joining us back at Shore Talk. I'm here with Bob Porter. Thank you very much for joining us
Oh, my
today.
pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
Sure. Bob Porter is the owner of La Hatchery Galleria, located here in downtown Easton over on Kemp Lane. A very neat place. I actually went to visit it yesterday. It's sort of a neat cluster of all
They're a
different
little different, yeah.
artwork and this and that. We're here to talk about a little bit more of a specific story, but before we delve into that, sort of how did La Hatchery Galleria come to be? What are some things we can expect to explore there?
Well, the Hatchery Galleria was, first I guess we need to know that the building that we're in was a chicken hatchery as relates to all the surroundings there. So it just seemed logical that we would pick up on the hatchery routine and carry it forward into its new name and purpose.
Yeah.
And so we started about 2 years ago developing a gallery, and right now we have about 35 different artists that display there, and many different artisans that are doing things. And we just want it to be a fun place that people can come and relax, and it's a large place. We've got about 8,500 square feet of exhibit space, and just want to take their time and enjoy themselves, and see what we're all about in a non-pressing environment. So it's we're coming along really well now. We've got Brad Fout, who owns Calico Gallery, has taken over the gallery operation and has brought his custom frame shop there. So we're now a complete service art center, and he's kind of specializing in his retail side with a lot of children's art, children's activities, and so forth, which makes it a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, from back in the day, back in the early 80s, when I used the building myself and with a business. Back then we were Heritage Art Publishers. We published box note cards and matted prints. So for that went 35 years now. We've been in the art business, but in a different way. So this is kind of fun to open it up to the public.
Yeah.
So that's
Great.
kind of our venture now.
Thank you. It is a very neat place. Like I said, I went there yesterday. It's really
Thank you.
charming.
Thank you.
So the big story, and I like to say, pardon the pun, but a really inspirational and visual project sort of hatched at your Galleria. And just please tell us about it. It's a really exciting, really amazing project.
Well, it is, and it's a fun project. It started out several years ago as an idea that I had in a very minor setting. Our building is there, our hatchery is there, and next to us are some grain silos that are in questionable state of paint and repair. So several years ago, I started thinking, well, maybe we just paint a low line mural on the silos and just kind of dress things up a little bit. And at that point, we came up with the theme of icons of the Eastern Shore. With me being a 8th generation Talbot County and Easton boy, I'm real proud of what we have in our environment here on the Eastern Shore, and I think a lot of people don't totally understand what a lot of the history and what the interesting things are. So we kind of picked that up as our theme to do on this mural. And from that point, it just kind of almost got out of hand, quite frankly. I had a friend come in, and he was used to be a graffiti artist up on Kent Island, and he went out to San Francisco to photograph the real big time graffiti artists and did some coffee table books and different things. But when he came, his mother was exhibiting at the gallery, and when he came to one of our shows, he saw the silos and he just went ballistic. He said, "Man, I told him my little idea of painting the low line deal and things. He said, "Man, we got to do more than that." So anyhow, the deal started there, and he hooked me up with some different graffiti artists. I hate to use that word. It has the wrong connotation, but there are some wonderful street artists out there that just do the most unbelievable work with spray cans. And so he hooked me up with some folks in Baltimore and Philadelphia, and they were interested in doing the job. And I got a little concerned about that, having a half a dozen or 8 people working on a project and maintaining our quality and so forth. And then I got introduced to 2 artists in Denmark, and just unbelievable work, and they wanted to come here really badly, but the situation we have now, trying to get work visas and this type of thing, it became really problematic to get them here for an extended period of time. So while all this was happening, the good news and the bad news is we were having a delay in getting permission to actually paint the silos. So
because to my understanding, the silos are still owned by Purdue.
Exactly, Purdue owns the building, exactly. And because of this corporate stuff, it just took time. But that was the best thing that ever happened to us, because it gave me time to allow the thing to progress and work through some of the edges. And then the best thing that ever happened to us was that Cassandra over here at the tourism office told me I just had to go talk to Michael Rosado, that he was just a wonderful mural artist. And
if anyone tuned in, pardon me, but if anyone tuned into the last Shore Talk show, we had Michael Rosado on with us as well, and we sort of dabbled with this project a little bit, but so it was exciting. We had Michael on, and now we have you, the creator behind.
Well,
so
he's an unbelievable gentleman, and it was so funny when he came to my office, and I gave him an idea of what we were talking about, and I said, "Michael, there's a style of art that I don't know what it is, but I call it 3-dimensional." He said, "Oh, you're talking about trompe-l'oeil." I said, "I don't know from trompe-l'oeil, but he said, that's optical illusion or trick the eye." He said, "That's my favorite way of painting." And this is where you look at one of his murals and feel like you can actually walk right into it, or in other words, it's coming out off the wall at you.
Yeah.
So this is the way our entire project is going to be done, is in the trompe-l'oeil style, which is going to make it's going to be unbelievable just because of the scale of what we're doing.
So that leads to my next question.
Okay.
So what exactly, where does the design sit scale-wise thus far, and all that, the size of it, and
what we have
record-breaking things going on here?
Well, what we have now is I gave Michael, as I say, the theme of the whole thing is icons of the Eastern Shore, the things that make us special and different from the rest of the world.
Okay.
I gave him a list of 50 or 55 icons that I wanted included in the project. So he went and measured the building, measured all the silos, and got everything to scale. And he went away, and a week later he came back with this scale drawing of the entire project, including every single one of my icons. I mean, it was amazing, and
in not a long period of time, I might add, that he did that. You said it was
No.
only about a week.
yeah, just
Right.
you know, and then he did that, and then I said, that's exactly what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
He said, well, let me take it home and I'm going to watercolor it so you can really see what it looks like. So 3 or 4 days later, here he is back with this beautiful watercolor to scale of the whole project. Now, this is no small project, as it turns out. We're at right around 13,500 square feet is the overall size of this thing, and
I'm not a mural expert, but that's huge.
that is huge.
It's huge.
To the point that I have actually applied to Guinness for a world record with this mural.
Wow.
For the largest single artist brush painted mural in the world. And I've done a lot of research, and I can't find anything close to it. So it's going to be an undertaking for him. I mean, right now we're scheduling 10 months, give or
Okay.
take.
And to start
But-
about when?
We're looking for middle of April. Michael's ready to rip any minute.
Sure.
We've got some fundraising and things to do between now and then, but his attitude is, as soon as I've got 55 degrees, my paints work good, and I'm ready to roll. So,
I bet. Right. I do have a question. Because it's such a large and exterior project, is there any way that we as locals and people visiting can watch? I mean, obviously we can probably just stand there and watch, but is there any other ways that we
well, obviously
see
you
what's
can,
going on?
and this is what we want. We want this to be a very interactive project. I mean, it's, we envision it as a major tourist attraction, but more than that, we envision it as a major educational program. And to further that, we're going to set up 2 camera operations. We're going to have a GoPro camera on the ground that's going to do time-lapse photography, and that will be sent to our website. And I guess the most exciting part, though, is that we're going to put a webcam right up over Michael's shoulder, and we will be taping the entire time that he is painting, and that'll be going directly to our website and to YouTube right off the deal.
Talk about no pressure on Michael. Jeez.
Well, I've asked him. I said, Michael, is this a problem? He said, as long as I can pay attention to my painting and know how to do a lot of talking, I'm good.
Right,
So,
right. Oh.
but he is just an unbelievable gentleman. He really is. He's just a treasure. I can't tell you.
Yeah.
So he's phenomenal.
Are there any ways currently at La Hatchery Galleria? Are there? Can we get sort of a sneak peek as to what's to come of these icons are going to be painted?
There's
Any sort of renditions
Yep,
going on?
Yep, there are several ways. One, we love to have people come in so we can give them a show and tell of all the sketches and drawings and so forth that we have, and we love to do that. And then part of the gallery operation, we have actually taken pieces of different icons and made posters out of them. So
cool.
we've right now I think we have 15 different ones. And what's amazing about what Michael has done, this thing that he did with the sketch and then watercoloring it, you don't expect things to be necessarily right. You just give you an idea of what you're doing. He didn't do that. How in the world he pulled this off? These are really, this sketch that he gave us is one of our wonderful pieces of art, and they're so good. We're taking something this size, blowing it up 3 or 4 times, and it's holding together wonderfully and making beautiful posters.
Yeah.
And so he's making it way too easy on us. He really is.
Well, what a neat way also to be able to take home a piece of the project and a piece of the community that's, this new piece of the community that's being done, to be able to hang a rendition or one of these smaller type posters of the
it's-
icons in your own home or family room or
yeah,
wherever.
it's,
Yeah,
it's
that's
good.
cool.
They really are neat.
Yeah.
And really, part of this, at the heart of this whole thing is an educational program. Really, we've got so many adults living here that don't have a clue of all the things that surround it, all the things that have happened in our past and so forth that have brought us to where we are. But the adults are one thing, children are another. They have no idea, what has gotten us from point A to point B in the last 150 years. And we're going to go all out with this project to see to it that, the school children, we want it to be a destination for teachers to bring children out, and it's going to be fun for them to, when this thing gets going, they can go around and try to find all the different icons and so forth. And on the website, we're going to have history stories about all the different pieces and why they are so important to us, which will be fun. So
Very exciting, very exciting. So one would imagine that such a project needs a little bit of financial support.
hello.
Hello! So tell us how we can help with that. How can we help with that? I'm sure there are various
Well,
ways.
there are various different ways. I mean, there's just some grassroots things from we have a GoFundMe site that folks can go to and make donations of any size that they wish. The next step up from that, we're going to be, everybody sells bricks. Well, we're in the hatchery deal and the silos. We're selling eggs. So, and this is going to, these eggs that we're actually Michael's going to paint on the silo are going to be quite sizable. And they'll be the only outward view into who's sponsoring this thing. You're going to have your name right down on an egg and we're going to have white eggs, we're going to have brown eggs and gold eggs depending on the size of the contribution. And so that's going to be a lot of fun. And then we're going to, as we get into our bigger sponsors, we're going to sell sponsorships to individual silos and wall panels.
Okay.
So that's kind of the progression of how we're going about our fundraising. We are making grant applications, but they're problematic in that they take a lot of time, and we want to get this project going. Less than a month from now, we'd like to have it rolling. So. Hopefully the community will get involved and help us bring the funding together for the project. And let me just mention one thing. For donations of $250 or more, we are a 501c3 agency, so there will be total contribution deductibility, for the donations.
A nod, being that's tax season.
Yeah, right. Yes.
So, where am I? I lost myself. Okay, so the website, Bob just mentioned the website. I think we're going to post something, but the website, we can participate in the funding. We can help out through, am I correct? It's shoreicons.com.
That is our website. It is not up yet. It's in the building process. So it's going to be probably from today. It's going to probably be another 10 days probably before it actually goes live. Our GoFundMe page is live now, and that is gofundme.com/shore-icons plural mural, and that'll get you to the
That was good
to
that
the
you
website.
remembered all that. Well, I think we're going to have that up on the screen for everyone, but that was good. Just as a little double
there's
check.
dashes and dots in there.
I know.
Right. Yeah, right.
All right, so we can help fund. You also have an email. I don't know if you want to share that on air, but if people want to contact you directly.
Absolutely. I'd love to talk to people about it on the email or on cell phone. So it's it's bob@shoreicons.com, which is pretty straightforward with that.
Great.
And they can get me on my cell at 410-310-7544. So I'd love to talk. I'd just love to talk about this project. I'm really passionate about it. And
well, as you should be.
It's been amazing, though. Usually when you do something with projects like this, you've usually got people that, what the dickens you think you're doing? What's all this about? And why are you doing this? Or I don't like. We haven't had a word of that. Not a word of it. It's almost scary. Something's wrong here.
Are we okay?
What am I
Right.
doing wrong? Right? Yeah. So it's we've gone all the way up to the governor's office and talking about this thing, and of course all the local, the county and the town. The town is totally behind it, and actually they're talking about wanting to carry the project further into town when this project is done. So it's going to be a fun one, and we do want people involved in getting out here and
Right.
watching it, and we're talking about having food trucks there in the parking lot and so forth. So
Oh,
so
well,
they
I
can
want to
come
have
out
a food truck.
There you go. What an idea.
You heard the man. We need to get out and about. We really need to help fund and even just spread the word. I've already been talking about it. I started reading about this last year, and then having Michael on the show and doing some reading about Michael, and then it all just sort of came together. So I'm so happy you decided to join us today.
Well, it's been my pleasure. Gracious.
The project really needs some help, so let's get out there. Let's buy our eggs.
Please.
Get your name on a silo.
You-
Do some more if we can.
You could be
Whatever.
an egg donor.
We
What
could
a
be-
concept.
Oh, gee, bump. We'll leave that at that. Okay.
Oh, great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sally. My pleasure.
Thank you. Stay tuned. John Jemmer will be up next with another great guest here on Shore Talk.
I was born with cerebral palsy, a birth defect caused by lack of oxygen to the brain during labor. It affects my motor skills and coordination. So I ride the bus to get to meetings, appointments, shopping, everything.
I work part-time and go to school. I'm working on getting my degree from Chesapeake College. Honestly, I can't afford to buy a car. I meet some very interesting people on the bus.
Yeah, like me.
A lot of our students wouldn't be able to attend Chesapeake College without MUST. They really depend on public transportation.
Maryland Upper Shore Transit, MUST, operates through two public transportation systems, Delmarva Community Transit, DCT, and Queen Anne's County Ride. MUST coordinates the two bus systems so that they operate as a single bus service throughout Caroline, Dorchester, Kent, Queen Anne's, and Talbot counties. There's one bus schedule, one phone number to call, one entity to deal with. MUST.
108 to base. I have Ms. Shimmick aboard, and we're going to Dorchester General Hospital.
10-4-108. I have another pickup for you. 819 Bailey Road. 819 Bailey Road. 10-4.
The MUST system provides service to local hospitals including Easton Memorial, Kent, Queen Anne's, Dorchester General, and Peninsula Regional Medical Center, and can link transportation services to regional medical facilities outside the Eastern Shore.
You never know what circumstances people face. I always feel good when I can help people out. I guess that's what I enjoy most about my job.
I can get to my doctor's or dentist's appointments by bus without relying on my daughter or my son-in-law. It gives me a real sense of independence.
Getting to and from work is a real problem for a lot of us. Having public transportation isn't just nice to have, it's a necessity.
We've had trouble filling jobs at Cadmus. We have discovered the MUST system could help us transport people from surrounding counties to our plant. It was a big help in filling our ranks of employees.
Finding jobs for many of the Latino people is one thing. Finding transportation is another. That's why public transportation is so needed by the people within the Latino community.
Our bus schedules are customer-friendly and easy to use. They cover our routes all over the Mid-Shore, and we're bilingual.
Good morning, Must. Thank you very much. Oh, buenos. Sí, yo hablo español. Oh, es muy bien. Gracias. Okay. Está bien. Está bien. Okay, hasta mañana.
Thanks to a state grant, Must buses are being equipped with a terrific new technology that allows dispatchers to track their exact location and allows rerouting when needed.
We recently had a situation where the new tracking system was a great help. One Friday evening, we had a bus carrying 3 clients who had had appointments at various hospitals in Baltimore.
It had been a very long day in Baltimore. I had 3 patients on board, and the treatment for one took all day. It was in the evening, late, almost 6 o'clock, when we were trying to come home, and we had a problem with the bus, and then we had a flat tire. I was stranded with these 3 passengers that really needed to get home. Office staff came back in. They were able to find where I was on NavTrack, guide me to a safe place to leave the bus, and guide another driver to come and pick my passengers and myself up. It would have been very difficult for us to do that if we could have done it at all without our NavTrack system.
The NavTrack system allows us to track each bus, its exact location, the speed at which it's traveling. It's cutting-edge technology that few, if any, other transportation system in the country have.
The Must system is picking up and delivering more riders than ever. More workers, more students, more seniors, more disabled citizens, people who might not otherwise be able to get from one place to another.
Public transit is critically important to regional development. It's vital to the shore's growth.
The plan for Must was developed with the support of elected officials and Delmarva Community Transit and Queen Anne's County County Ride. Thank you, and ride the bus. Well, welcome back. I think we had some interesting guests.
We did. Very interesting. It's so neat to, at least for me, not being from here, and you're not either, we have such artistry on the shore, you know, between Bob's work and Michael doing this big mural, and then with Matt and, you know, designing furniture and just looking at some of the pictures here in the laptop of what Matt does. It's just, I think we're really lucky here on the Eastern Shore. We have this really neat conglomerate, you know, of different artisans.
I don't wonder how many galleries there are on the shore. Every
know.
town has several.
But I feel like everyone I meet is an artist of sorts, so, which is special. It's special, yeah.
Well, I promised Michael Rosado that I would do stick figures if he would sort of embellish those a little bit, because that's what I can do.
Right.
So indeed, I am an artist.
Right.
Thank you.
We all are in our own right somehow. Yeah. So.
Do you have any final words for our studio?
I don't. I just want to plug the mural project again. ShoreIcons.com. Please look it up and please help support the project. Even just simply buying one of the eggs that Bob talked about. You can just buy a gold or white egg and have your name painted on the silo, and he said it would be a pretty nice size egg. So that's sort of a minimal way to donate, and so I think we should all come together and just help as much as we can. And I love that Matt's shop is two shops, one in Cambridge, one in DC. Right. So we can go to Matt's shop and check out the work that we're viewing here on the laptop. Beautiful.
Pretty neat.
Who doesn't love woodwork? Right.
And we also don't want to forget to thank the Avalon Foundation. MCTV is part of the Avalon Foundation. And thank Scott for all that he does. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Scott.
Appreciate your work. And our executive producer, Harry Beiser.
Right.
Who is a pseudonym, it turns out, for something. We don't know yet. We'll figure it out. Next show, we'll figure it out.
Right.
And
what does he
Must.
do again? No, I'm kidding.
Maryland Upper Shore Transit, we want to thank them too.
Yes.
They're a sponsor, and we usually show one of their videos. So that's a great organization, nonprofit, that's helping move people around to their medical appointments, other appointments.
Yes. Very much needed.
So what is the magic word?
As you're all learning, aloha.
Aloha. See you next time.